Record button. Don't want to miss that record button. Some destinations won't get to see I don't give a I don't give a care. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a care. Hey, welcome everybody to the WTH podcast. Rough one. Just so everybody knows what's going on, just before we were to go live, the computer that I use to stream the show started acting all wonky on us. Wonky is all fudge. And then I couldn't go live. So had to switch computers really quick and change how we're doing everything. We did it on the fly. And now we're here a couple minutes late. If you're more than 10 minutes late, the Facebook broadcast cancels because Facebook's a dick about that. Just FYI.
Nice.
Right?
Nice.
Right? That's Facebook's nice about that. I also just pulled because I was rapidly trying to go through and get everything. No, I still have to do it that way. Never mind. And then I quickly had to change where my monitors were so I could see you guys and somewhat keep my eye line for the camera. It's been a goddamn mess is what I'll say. Goddamn mess. But we're here. Thanks everybody for watching the broadcast live. It's live, everybody. Do you edit your podcast? Fuck no. No.
Not this one.
This is what you get. What you see is what you get. Let me turn my headphones up there so I can hear better. Do that. There we go. Hey, that's me. That's better. And then I'll hit record over here. That's just the video portion. So I'm doing some tests and such. Whew. All right. Now we're ready to do a show. I'm Nate. That's Jason on the upper side. Yeah, next to me right there. Jason and Kareem. Welcome into the show. Wherever you're watching live, whether you're downloading it all across the fruited plains and around the world, we do appreciate you checking in with us. Make sure that you join the WTH Facebook group for all the extra stuff that we don't talk about on the show, plus some hints about what's coming up on the show. My camera is tilted too, and it's distracting me. It really...
I thought there was just a slant about you. You thought you were going to start sliding down one way.
No, I got to fix this. I'm sorry. I'm just anal retentive about this stuff.
I've heard you're anal about a lot of things. I've been playing this damn game, Cyberpunk, for like 150 hours now. Still.
And Kareem's camera is going from warm to cool, warm to cool, warm to cool.
I was trying to get the light right.
Yeah, it's always a challenge. Anyway, we're ready to start the show. Thank you again for everybody. Oh, look at that. Ah. So for me, just getting into it, 2 weeks now, no real food, just shakes and bars and water. Down 18.1 pounds.
Wow. Oh, wow.
In 2 weeks. See, here's the problem though. The first week was 11 point something. The second week was only like 7. So for me, I'm like, it's getting less and less. So next week it'll only be 3, and then it'll only be 2, then it'll be 1, and then by the next week after that, I'll be losing nothing, and I'll just be doing this for nothing. It's my inner monologue. Although it's all ridiculous. 4 out of the last 6 days, I have lost nothing. You step on the scale and it's the same, and it's like, But either way, it's 10 more weeks. 10 more weeks of this. It's all good. It's all good.
Do it.
It's worth it in the end. That's the whole thing. We'll be going down. T-shirt sizes already went down a belt hole.
Yeah.
Okay.
Going down a belt hole. I mean, that sounds dirty.
Nice.
It's not.
It's not.
Dirty. Sorry. Before we get into everything else, Jason, what do you want to talk about? Green, what do you want to talk about?
I started reading or listening to this new book called The Sum of Us. And it is about the price that we all pay for racism. And with everything that's going on with the Senate right now, with the new bill and the $15 an hour minimum wage hike, the reason why we don't have the $15 minimum wage hike is because white people are afraid that it's going to help black people.
Oh, okay.
And that's a part of what's been the problem with all of our wage stagnation. So apparently before the 50s, white people were for pretty much all of the policies that liberals are for. So universal income, the government helping people with their wages and all of that stuff. But then the civil rights movement happened in 1964, and they saw that black people would get the same rights that they were going to get. And they thought it was a full sum game where if black people got it, then that means that they wouldn't get it anymore.
That's a zero sum game.
Zero sum. Yeah. I couldn't.
That's totally cool.
Yeah.
By the way, that is how Donald Trump operates. If he doesn't win, then he loses. So that's why he always wins.
Yeah. So, but that's why wages have been stagnated. That's why we're not as far along as a country as we could be. Like this is the craziness of this whole concept. So in the 50s and 60s, they built all of these swimming pools around the country, like Olympic-sized swimming pool, country club style swimming pools. And when they found out that they had to share them with black people, in some cases, they fucking bulldozed the swimming pool. They backed the dump truck, fucking dump truck up and filled the fucking pool with sand and dirt and tore it down. Like in Alabama, in one place, they actually sold the animals in the zoo so that black people couldn't come. This is how fucking crazy this shit is.
It's called cutting off your nose to spite your face.
Yes.
It's like, yeah, they're not going to get this. Well, neither are you, fool.
Yes. So right now we're having an argument about $15 minimum wage when it actually should be $24 because white people don't want black people to have the same shit that they have.
Jason, have you figured out what you want to talk about yet? Can you follow that?
No, I feel like I've been talking about like I don't know. I get called a socialist by my sister, you know, because I believe in stuff that was like sold to us in the New Deal. Like, and I feel that those are good ideals and good things to push for and to have. Like, and we should be advancing from that, not taking away from that. And the fact that we keep going backwards and backward, you know, I mean, further, we've got.
Again, it's because she doesn't want black people to have it.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's it's so, I feel that so many people have been sold this idea of exceptionalism, you know, especially white people, like it's just shitty because, you know, people that are barely making it in the first place, think that it's because of somebody claiming welfare in a ghetto, you know, and and because they're working as hard as they are, and they're still struggling, whatever they're. It's just so shitty, dude. It just sucks, and like, I don't know, but I don't know. Are we? Is there any place in this where we're talking about that white rapper? Are we talking about that in the show at all? That dude.
The one from CPAC?
Yes.
No.
Okay. Because fuck that dude.
let me just help you out. Are we talking about a white rapper in the show? The next one, is it Stitches? If the answer is no, then no, we're not.
Okay, good.
And even then, it's still probably no.
Yeah. So that fucking dude, just like the fact of the idea of rapping or performing rap in the first place, the way that he is for and about Donald Trump, it is mind-boggling in the first place of where you can even think that that can intersect with the ideals of what you're doing in the first place. Like,
yo, people have been rapping about Donald Trump and throwing Donald Trump into rhymes for 20 plus years.
Yeah,
So don't even drop that nonsense here.
No,
you can argue he's a shitty rapper and that he's bullshit.
No,
sure.
No, but this is straight up white ideology that this guy's rapping about, and white nationalism, and like that's the people that were rapping about Trump for the last 20 years. They weren't rapping about Trump as far as being a white nationalist. You know, like talking about white nationalism and having that as part of your hip hop platform or your rap platform is just ridiculous in any way, and like it doesn't make any sense. Like it just that you choose another art form. Choose another way to express yourself, because
I mean, make it your own, man. I don't care if he raps. I mean, let the market decide, because I'm pretty sure the market's going to decide he's bullshit.
Yeah, that 30% is fucking nuts, dude. They'll buy three times the amount that they should on their welfare check that they complain about the ghetto people getting. Like, like that's what happens. Like, but then this other dude, Tom McDonald, that I discovered through one of the guys that I watch that does reviews, has this song called "Fake Woke," and it's one of those things where it's a white guy with dreadlocks with tattoos all over his face, who's from Canada, and who's telling us that they don't have a problem with race up in Canada. Like
that is wholly incorrect.
Yeah,
wholly incorrect.
Bullshit. Exactly. Like first, like, and
they have a huge problem with Indigenous peoples, and they're still trying to figure it out.
Trudeau still thought it was okay to get in blackface 10 years
Hold on,
ago.
did you call him Trudeau?
Trudeau. So like, it's one of those things where when you listen to it, and the person is the guy's rapping about this stuff, and he's saying things like, you know, like people are, it's all, you can't say what you mean anymore, and people are glued to their phones and stuff like that. But like the juxtapositions that he's using, like so it makes you think that, like, yeah, I agree with what he's saying. Yeah, you should be able to say what you want to say. Like, but then he drops something like where you like compared slavery, like, and that like slavery, that nobody was ever free. They just put phones in our hands, and now we're slaves to our phones. Like, that is not like that. You cannot say that those things are equal, or say that like they never released us, like they never released slaves, like, and that like because they gave you phones. Like, that's not a jump you can make in your rhyme, like that you can say. Like, it's just so ridiculous. And then later on, he talked about Black Lives Matter, and saying that it was that he has no problem with it, but they chose a horrible name, and that all lives matter. And he just follows it up with all lives matter.
Of course he does. Yeah. By the way, you're really familiar with this for shitty rap.
Because it intrigued me that there's so many people that hear it and don't realize that like what he's talking about is like white supremacy. Like, there's a white supremacist note, and this is how white supremacists talk, like to people that are
not white supremacists, Jason. You're just sensitive.
No,
but both can be true. Both can be true.
Yeah, but I grew up around white supremacists. You know, I grew up around people that thought it was okay to make black jokes. You know, and jokes
hold on. That was the 70s. That wasn't necessarily white supremacists. That was the 70s.
Listen, they lived in Lakeside. Like, I'll just say that they lived in Lakeside, in the surrounding area around there. All right. So like, no, I know for a fact that these people, like the way that they talk, the way that they drop the N-word on a regular basis, like, is just anyhow. The way that they talk to people when they don't know how racist they are, the way that they talk to people, like, is the way that this guy talks in the song. The types of things that they say, you know what I mean? Does that make sense what I'm saying? Like, these people, like they say these things that are like half truths or little truths that get you interested in what they're saying. Like, yeah, I agree with that. And then they drop something that you're like, well, I'm not really okay. you know. But
I'm just
you don't
happy you got
realize
to your point. I was starting to wonder.
Yeah,
I'm just giving you shit.
Anyhow,
This is Jason. This sandwich tastes terrible. I'm gonna eat the whole thing.
Well, no, because
the last bite was awful too.
Because I need to understand. It's one of those things that I feel I have to understand because it's so mind-boggling to me, especially then. He's a fucking Canadian. Like all of this talking, he's a fucking Canadian living in America talking shit.
They have assholes in Canada too.
Yes.
No, but he's trying to make a living in LA and telling us about our shit and our problems. And he's on Fox News talking about it.
They'll have anybody on who talks that shit.
I know.
Yes.
They got time to. They got time to fill.
Anyhow, fuck, dude. That's sorry. It's just so fucking bullshit, dude. Yeah. So
I want to talk about this.
Out of Homewood, where a 7-year-old girl is getting a taste of the family business.
Every glass of lemonade that she sells means a fighting chance for her future. CBS 42's Malik Rankin joins us now. She's at Savage's Bakery with this story behind the lemonade stand there.
Good evening. Savage's Bakery is co-owned by a father and daughter, and now 7-year-old Liza is behind the counter. Today, she shared with me the story behind each glass of lemonade that's sold and the impact it has on her week ahead. Liza Scott starts her day by prepping the product.
And then we mix it.
And at Liza's lemonade stand, she offers more than just a cold drink to quench your thirst.
Cookies, decorating stuff, candy canes.
Running your own business can be tough in a pandemic, but for little Liza, it's life or death.
She has 3 cerebral malformations. One is what they call a schizencephaly. So it's a cleft in the frontal lobe on the right side of her brain that they believe is causing most of the seizures.
Elizabeth Scott says her daughter started having seizures less than a month ago.
Our world has been turned upside down very quickly.
In 1 week, the two will fly out to Boston Children's Hospital for the first of a series of brain surgeries.
I can't handle it. So I hope I make it, and my mom keeps saying I'm going to, but I feel like I'm not.
Liza's mom says she's still processing this reality and leaning on her faith to get through it.
You know, in the moments when I feel like I can't breathe or I wake in the night and I can't sleep, I pray. I'm on my hands and knees, literally praying.
All of the money from Liza's lemonade stand will help cover medical costs. The Homewood community wasted no time in showing their support. While we were shooting interviews, a customer read Liza's story and immediately pulled out his wallet.
Thank you.
$100. She's very sweet. I can tell, but I want to help.
Scott has gotten additional insurance to help cover the medical bills, but with travel and hotel costs, this surgery is already upwards of $10,000 out of pocket.
And as a single mom, I'm the financial supporter of both my children, so this is not something you can budget for.
When life hands you lemons,
she makes amazing lemonade.
She's 7 and she has a lemonade stand to pay for her brain surgery in the United States of America. What the fuck, man? I don't understand how this is a thing in our country, that a kid who literally just found out they need brain surgery is running a lemonade stand to try and pay for the medical costs. It's fucking unacceptable. It's just fucking unacceptable. And for all of these people in Congress who won't even consider universal health care, what the fuck is wrong with you? For everybody across the country who's like, yeah, well, we shouldn't have that. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? If your kid needed brain surgery like this, this shouldn't be something that's going to cost you your business, something that's going to cost you your home, something that's going to cost you your livelihood, something that's going to put you into debt for the rest of your life. But this happens all the time. And it's a cute story. She's cute. She's adorable. She's selling lemonade and the community is rallying around her. But you know what? The fucking community shouldn't have to rally around her to pay for this. It's wonderful that they are. And there's now over $250,000 that's been raised since CBS 42 in Birmingham shared that story. And that's great. But right now in the United States, GoFundMe is the primary way that people are paying for healthcare costs that their insurance doesn't cover. GoFundMe. It's just like people are just begging online. That's what this is. She's providing lemonade. She's doing this, but it's essentially going, please, strangers, won't you help out? Because we don't have enough insurance to cover this. And it's going to be more in the United States of America, the richest country in the world, supposedly the highest standard of living. We have a 7-year-old, and this is a 7-year-old little white girl. How many other little girls might have something like this? Their story doesn't get told. They're figuring it out. They're trying to do it. Or worse yet, they don't get to go have brain surgery. I'm sorry to be a downer, but what the fuck? What the actual fuck? I want to come here. I want to have fun. I want to do a light show, but this just fucking cut so goddamn deep. And it's not an uncommon story. It's just not. And that's the problem. If this were a 1 in a million fucking deal, then I'd be like, okay, it's a 1 in a million deal. It's not. It's not even remotely a 1 in a million deal.
And it's played up. Like it's played as like a
feel good story. It's not a fucking feel good story.
It was played as a feel good story.
It's not a feel good story.
Yeah. That tone. Yeah.
And again, it goes back to what I was talking about. We don't want universal health care. They don't want to expand insurance because they think that it's going to help black people. And when it would help all of us. It's like, right. You really have to get out of your own fucking way to understand that we are in this shit together.
Exactly. You spout family values, you spout America, you spout all of this stuff about being a great country. But when it really fucking comes down to it, unless you want to pile money off to the military or you want to pile off tax breaks to large corporations because it's going to stimulate the economy, when it really doesn't. What it does is it bumps up stock prices and CEOs get big bonuses for the most part. These huge tax cuts don't get passed on. We just had a study that found out what we already really knew. 50 years of trickle-down economics has done absolutely nothing to benefit the people at the lower end. It has not trickled down. It's a fact. It's a fucking economic fact. George H.W. Bush called Ronald Reagan's economic plan voodoo economics when he was running against him in 1980 in the primaries. And you know what? He was fucking right. And it's all part of the same thing. All right. Done with that. Let's move forward. It's time to talk about Sacramento in the news.
Oh, yeah, baby. Yeah.
Sacramento plastic surgeon wanted to fight his traffic ticket this week. And, now you go to court on Zoom. And he did.
Can everybody hear me?
Yes, sir.
Officer Monroe, Mr. Green, Elizabeth Ramirez. Is she part of this case?
Yes.
Oh, people are just coming in. What I'm looking at is Scott Douglas Green's case number 20 TRO 95795. I believe Officer Monroe is present on this case as well. So unless I'm mistaken, I'm seeing a defendant that's in the middle of an operating room appearing to be actively engaged in providing services to a patient. Is that correct, Mr. Green?
Yes, sir.
Or should I say Dr. Green, but I don't know that.
Okay, that's okay.
I do not feel comfortable for the welfare of a patient, if you're in the process of operating, that I would put on a trial, notwithstanding the fact that the officer's here today.
Sir, I have another surgeon right here who's doing the surgery with me, so I can stand here and allow them to do the surgery also.
Not at all. I don't think so. I don't think that's appropriate. I think I'm going to come up with a different date.
Are you fucking high?
That's white.
You're a surgeon. Pay the fucking ticket.
That's white privilege at its highest.
Pay the ticket. Pay the ticket. There's a further investigation into that. By the way, that's local. That story that I played that back from, that's on TMZ. So TMZ picked up the story because it's absolutely freaking nuts. Absolutely freaking nuts.
I watched it on the news before we started, and there's a possibility he may be sued by the patient.
I'd sue him. Yeah. How would you not sue him?
Yeah.
By the way, if you're the hospital, how do you not discipline this guy? How do you not go, hey, dude, saw you try and fight your traffic ticket on Zoom from the operating room? What is happening?
Oh, my goodness.
What is happening? What is happening? Well,
then the other thing that happened is he's like, well, there's another surgeon here who's doing the surgery. Like,
what are you doing there? You're getting paid, right? Was the judge's credit? He's like, no, we're not doing this with you in a fucking operating room.
Your billable hour, is it like he had to get his billable hours up or something? Like he's like, I know, I had to be in the room because I was an hour short of my billable hours for the week.
I get that maybe it's a 2-surgeon operation and you got the time. What is wrong with you?
Yeah, seriously.
What is wrong with you?
Well, how could you not just pay the ticket, dude? Like,
he's a surgeon. Pay the ticket. How much could it have been? How much could it have been?
He didn't want to increase his insurance.
Yeah, of course. Of course. It always comes back to that, doesn't it, Jason? All right. Also in Sacramento.
After finding out about her X-rated side hustle. Thanks for joining us on this Monday. I'm Tony Lopez. In a story you'll see only on CBS 13, I'm Marissa Perlman spoke with this mom and her husband who say their kids are the true victims. Marissa?
Yeah, Tony, Crystal Jackson says it's these photos that got her 3 kids under the age of 12 kicked out of Sacred Heart Parish here, but she says she's done nothing.
The lower third says EXXX expelled, so it's expelled, but with 3 X's, because they're clever. Expelled over mom's side job.
Wrong, and she says there's nothing Catholic about the way she's now being treated.
Who's gonna want to come see like an average mom?
Crystal Jackson, known as Mrs. Poindexter online, quickly learned hundreds of thousands of people want to see just that. She was shocked at how quickly her Hot Mom OnlyFans account grew.
We think of it as artistic or sultry and sexy and fun and playful, but certainly nothing hardcore.
Her husband, Chris, will sometimes...
Okay, that's her husband. It's sultry. It's totally sultry. Moving on.
Take her photos, mostly doing what he calls normal mom stuff around the house, posing in sexy lingerie.
Then it started just taking off.
And now she says she makes up to $150,000 a month from her subscribers. Crystal says
Okay, holy hell. First of all, you started out doing normal mom stuff around the house, like posing in lingerie. Jason, you've got a mother of 2 in there with you. Is that the normal mom stuff that's happening around the house?
Nah, it's more the dad stuff, to be honest.
Right. $150,000 a month.
A group of moms from her kids' Catholic school, Sacred Heart Parish, started a crusade to get her 3 boys under the age of 12 kicked out of school. At one point, sending anonymous envelopes of her photos to the school.
all these women are talking about you.
And it worked. 2 weeks ago, Crystal was removed as the second grade room mom. And just last night, the Jacksons got an email from the Sacred Heart School principal stating her adult website is in direct conflict with the school's philosophy, and they must find another school for her kids immediately.
They wanted my kids removed from school, and they were successful in the very end.
Crystal says her kids are devastated. Now some parents are saying these kids shouldn't be punished for their parents' decision. Crystal says she'll continue to post on her OnlyFans and enroll her kids in another school, one she says is less judgmental.
You're taking these innocent children and you're punishing them for something that you don't agree with.
Now, Crystal is...
Okay.
So who caught their husband on her OnlyFans page?
Oh, yeah.
There was apparently, this is sort of grown roots. There's apparently a group of moms that are doing this in Sacramento that were all part of this community. Let me just break this down for you really quick. First of all, private school, they can do what they want. Second, Catholics judge. That's what Catholics do. I grew up Catholic. I went to Catholic school. Catholics judge. That is what we do. We don't fall under that judge not lest you be judged stuff. No. There's a rule book put out called the Bible. Rule book out there. Jesus talked about a lot of stuff. And then there's implied things. But there's a rule book and you get judged off the rule book. It's kind of how it goes. You don't just go, well, whatever. By the way, it's not that they didn't want your kids in school. It's that they don't want you associated with school and you're a package deal. So if you want to give your kids up for adoption and have somebody else take them in, I'm sure they'd be loved to have the kids back in school, as long as you're not part of the deal. But here's the thing. When you go to a private school, a Catholic school, one of the things required is parents need to do community service with the school. That happens in a lot of public schools too. So as a parent, you are going to be part of the school community. You can't separate the two. But Kareem, you're absolutely right. Who is narking this out and why is it so important to them?
Like I said, whose husband got caught on her OnlyFans page? That's what I want to know.
It wasn't so much as
that's what's happened. That's what happened.
They got caught with a charge for OnlyFans on their credit card statement.
Exactly.
What's this charge? What's this charge? I'm
yeah, and then because like
Kevin,
you have to be smart enough. You have to be smart enough with the OnlyFans stuff. That, like you subscribe for a month and unsubscribe right away. Like
listen to Jason, he knows. He knows.
Listen, man. Let me tell you, one of the best things about the whole pandemic and the loss of strip clubs is the happening of OnlyFans, which is basically a strip club on your phone. I mean, it basically, I mean, that's it. I mean, and there's stuff that's like tasteful artistry type stuff, and then there's stuff that's not.
and
all nude, nude, tastefully done.
And who did not clear their browser history? That's the other question.
Yeah, no, it's usually hooked up with your Twitter account, like because that's how it started. Was like Twitter and Instagram, like you're a fan of their Instagram page.
Yeah.
So that's why I call it only. Yeah.
Is Chris sitting next to you?
No, but she knows. I mean, I'm gonna
not this.
Listen.
Oh, she knows how it all works.
Oh, okay.
She'd much rather me look at OnlyFans.
When this story broke, Leslie started saying, "Look, I need to start taking some pictures of you around the house so we can make that kind of money."
Yeah.
And I'm thinking you're probably not going to make that kind of money.
No.
Because for the most part, women ain't going to pay for it, and gay dudes aren't going to be that excited by me.
Hey, everybody got the type, man.
Everybody has a type, but here's the thing about me. I have a very narrow audience, and the people that like me really like me, and the people that don't couldn't care less.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna look. So I knew actually I knew 3 gay dudes that looked just like you. And 2 of them dated each other. They have a type. You're somebody's type.
Of course, I'm my wife's type. Yeah. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I mean, as I keep dropping down the scale, maybe we'll start one. Maybe we'll do that. We'll look at it. Here's the thing. We're doing. I decided today I'm going to do little rewards for myself because they say, oh, you should reward yourself and not food rewards. So whatever. It might be a new hat, might be a new shirt. Who knows? Might be a new Trash Panda shirt, new Trash Pandas. I don't know. It'll be something at 25 pounds. Maybe at 50 pounds will be another one. Maybe at 75, I start my OnlyFans page.
There you go.
There you go.
My old coworker James looks like he could be your brother.
And he has an OnlyFans page?
Red head, beard, and all. I don't know. I might have to hit him up. Like, James, do you have an OnlyFans page?
Let me try this post. I don't know.
I eat a lot of Otter Pops.
Oh, is that
on
a
my
gay
OnlyFans.
No. Oh,
nope. It's just my demographic are women that like Otter Pops.
I thought an otter was a thing in the gay community.
Oh, it is.
Of course. Also in Sacramento.
In Natomas, a Walmart store just reopened after someone set off fireworks inside the Truxell Road location. Investigators say someone placed fireworks inside the men's department and set them off about 2:45 this afternoon. An employee put the small fire out with an extinguisher, but the store was evacuated while firefighters cleared out the smoke and chemicals. No one was hurt.
Who brings fireworks to the Walmart? Inside. Just asking. So that's the Sacramento roundup. It was a weird week in Sacramento. It was a very weird week in Sacramento.
What in the hell is going on?
I don't know. I mean, is it a spring thing? It might be a spring thing. We've had some warm weather, so it might in fact be a spring thing. All right, let's. Jason's coming back in a second. Let's talk a little bit about CPAC, the Conservative Political Action CACA. I don't know exactly what it is. Oh, damn it.
You can always chat with Samsung support experts on the web.
What the hell was that?
Jason, are you on OnlyFans
right
now?
Jason's
no.
on OnlyFans.
No. I've been waiting for a call back from Samsung for 4 hours. And they just called me back right now. I just happened to look over. I missed a call earlier. It was a 2-hour wait. I missed it by 10 minutes. Anyhow.
I see. So we're just going to talk a little bit about the CPAC, the Conservative Political Action, I believe, Caucus. They asked people to wear masks.
At this CPAC to talk about the Bill of Rights. But I also want to mention one thing, and I know this might sound like a little bit of a downer, but we also believe in property rights, and this is a private hotel. And we believe in the rule of law, so we need to comply with the laws of this county that we're in. But a private hotel, just like your house, gets to set its own rules. Carly, our CPAC director.
Well, as Dan mentioned, we are in a private facility, and we do want to be respectful of the ordinances that they have as their private property. So please, everyone, when you're in the ballroom, when you're seated, you should still be wearing a mask. So if everybody can go ahead, work on that. I know it's not the most fun.
You have the right. You have the right to set the own rules in your own house, and we're borrowing somebody else's house. So we need to comply with their rules. So thank you all for putting on your masks. I wear a mask when I'm in the halls, and we're going to comply with their rules.
Freedom! If you're going to yell freedom like that, you need to be prepared to be drawn and quartered like William Wallace. I'm just going to say it. Are you prepared to be drawn and quartered?
Is that where Ted Cruz got that from?
Yeah, Ted Cruz yelled freedom. Oh, Ted. Yeah, speak of the devil, here's Ted right now.
Freedom! Freedom! Freedom!
What an ass clown. What an ass clown. Here's what the people were saying outside of the CPAC. If you're wondering what's going through their tiny little minds as they're getting ready. This lady's got some real thoughts about what's coming up on March 4th.
I hope that President Trump comes back as the 19th president of the United States under the 1776, and that he is inaugurated on March 4th.
I don't know what the fuck she's talking about, what she's smoking, but he ain't going to be inaugurated on March 4th.
I thought she said on one clip, I thought she said the 19th president. I was like, what the fuck
did.
is okay?
She did.
Like, what the fuck is she talking about?
They used to inaugurate presidents in March. Maybe he would be the 19th one that they do that in March. But these people are nuts. These people are absolutely batshit crazy with this nonsense. Absolutely batshit crazy. One of the other things at the CPAC that is very interesting, they're catching flack for, the main stage where the Republicans and other conservatives were gathering looked eerily similar to an old Nazi symbol.
Oh, yeah. They had a lot of Nazi symbolism going on in.
What? Somebody pointed out the design, noting the stage appears to be shaped like the emblem the Nazis proudly flashed during World War II. And it's not the swastika, it's an offshoot of it. It's a little known. It's called the Odal rune, and it dates to ancient Germanic languages. Its rough English translation is heritage, inheritance, or inherited states. So kind of Nazi-ish. Updates, the Hyatt spokesperson responded saying, we take the concern raised by the prospect of symbols of hate being included in the stage very seriously, as all such symbols are abhorrent and unequivocally counter to our values as a company. They continued the CPAC 2021 event hosted and managed by the American Conservative Union that manages all aspects of the event logistics, including the stage design and aesthetics. We discussed directly with the ACU leadership, who told us that any resemblance to a symbol of hate is unintentional. Sure. We will continue to stay in dialogue with the event organizers regarding our deep concerns. Any further questions can be directed to CPAC. Update number 2, their chairman, Matt Schlapp, shutting down the idea the stage is designed in any way a nod to Nazi history, saying stage design conspiracies are outrageous and slanderous. We have a long-standing commitment to the Jewish community. Cancel culture extremists must address anti-Semitism with their own ranks. CPAC proudly stands with our Jewish allies, including those speaking from this stage.
CPAC stands with their Jewish allies because they want them to get murdered so that Jesus can come back.
I'm not going near that one.
That is the truth. Unequivocally, I stand behind it 10,000%. It's the fucking truth.
I stand off to the side to let that go right by, and I'm having nothing to do with it. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm not having anything to do with it.
Matter of fact, I watched another thing on Vice about it like a couple of weeks ago. And I've been saying it longer than Vice has been saying it. This shit's for real.
What's going on? What did I miss? Sorry.
So the stage at CPAC looking like a Nazi symbol.
Oh yeah,
Matt Schlapp, who is the head of that, said that it was unintentional. There was nothing to do with it, and that people who called that up are anti-Semitic, and they need to deal with their own anti-Semitism.
Get the fuck out of here! That fucking bullshit. They designed it that way.
Yes.
There's no way they did not. Have you ever seen a stage design like that was purposely that ridiculous? Like that was it was in the symbol. Like there's no way. There's no way.
Look, we went to Heil Stage Designs, and this is their work, and we stand behind it.
Look, Nate,
I'm just saying.
And the Jewish people know that that's what their plan is, and they take advantage of it. So they're playing each other.
Yeah. I was going to talk a little bit about Donald Trump's speech, but from everything I read, it's more of the same shit he's been saying. So I'm amplifying it. The other thing that was interesting about CPAC is there was a more than life-size gold statue of Donald Trump. The satire has become reality. A golden statue of former President Trump has turned into the talk of the Conservative Political Action Conference in Orlando. CNN calls the more than 6 foot tall statue the indisputable star of the conference. The statue has Trump wearing a suit jacket with a white shirt and a red tie, plus American flag shorts. Trump is also wearing sandals and holding a magic wand, a reference to how former President Barack Obama once said Trump didn't have a magic wand to bring manufacturing jobs to the United States. He's wearing a business. He's wearing a business suit because he's a businessman. The red tie represents the Republican Party. The red, white, and blue shorts represent the fact that he's a patriot. The artist Tommy Zegan told the New York Post the sandals are the way Zegan chose to represent that Trump was in his golden years and could be on the beach if he wanted to be.
Okay.
So there's a whole thing, and there's a Kareem, are you going to talk about the Old Testament here for a moment?
Did these motherfuckers read the Bible at all? Like it's not even something that you have to kind of think maybe they said that. I mean, they said it's fucking almost verbatim.
It's in a pretty well-known part of the Bible.
Yes.
I believe it's where Moses went up and got the tablets, came down, saw them making the fatted calf idol, was so angry
Yeah.
that he smashed the tablets and had to go back up the hill.
First of all, Aaron was just taking a poll. He just took a poll, and he was like, and some of the people were there like, "Hey, can you make us something to worship? Because this other dude's up on the hill, and we know that Moses is important, but we really need to worship something now." So it's like, "All right, give me all your gold pieces, and I'll make this cat." He's just doing what he's supposed. Listen, he's helping Moses. He's godly.
Look, God and Aaron and Moses have dealt with that. These people say that they are Christian. They are the Christian right. They say that how the fuck do you how do you let somebody bring a golden statue? It was I can't even not say a golden calf. It was a golden calf.
Didn't a third of them get murdered after that? It was a third.
Yes.
How the that's the way that story ends.
But
the middle part.
But again, how do you, as a Christian in this day and age, let anybody bring some shit anywhere near you? Anywhere. It wasn't it was a fable, or it wasn't like something that you could interpret. This was almost verbatim.
Okay, so you ready for the fun part? The artist said the fiberglass statue. This was fiberglass, so this is not the final thing. It was made in Mexico. Then transported to Tampa, where it was painted in chrome, and then got a U-Haul transport to CPAC in Orlando. He said, if someone offered me $100,000, I'd take it. The statue that's turning heads there, the Trump statue, is really just an appetizer for the real thing, though. It's the fiberglass mold of the stainless steel sculpture that Zegan has stored in Tampa. Now, making that statue cost him his life savings of $50,000. He apparently wants to sell that one for more than $1 million. But if he can't, he wants it to go in the Trump Presidential Library.
He's going to hell. And I don't even believe this shit. He's going to hell.
Oh man. You know what I think? This is what I was thinking, which would be fucking tastic. Is that the dude's just deep undercover, fucking liberal, fucking progressive, anarchist, even not even totally Antifa, made this as a joke. Fucking his crew ate it up and is just hoping that he can sell $1 million one.
Are you saying Borat made the statue, man.
Yeah,
That's what you said.
That's what I'm saying. It could be like that type of, because this is like how much of a cherry on the top of like the Sunday will it be to have like a golden Trump statue like in his library. Like
so this idea of him selling that for $1 million, that's nice. He's an idiot because all he needs to do is make little ones and sell them for $20, and he will have well over $1 million. He needs to make little ones to sell for like different sizes, like 20, 50, 100, and Christmas tree ornaments. Oh, Christmas tree topper replacing the angel, the Trump Christmas tree topper. The man who brought back saying Merry Christmas. Put him on top of your tree. Look at that. Idiot, you could make tens of millions of dollars from these fools.
Is that maybe though proof that it is a stunt? Because if it's a stunt, he wouldn't do that. He's trying to get.
It's a stunt. He wanted to get noticed. He's gotten noticed.
Yeah.
No one had ever heard of this guy before. He's gotten noticed. So mission accomplished for him. Good for you. But you want to sell one for $1 million? No, fool. That's not where the money is.
Nope.
That is not where the money is. Fleece everybody for $20 to $50.
I hope he's Borat. I hope it's a Borat situation.
70 million people voted for Donald Trump. 70 million people voted for Donald Trump. Let's say 35 million of them decide I want some version of Golden Trump. Okay? 35 million. At $20 per. That's $700 million.
Yep.
Gross. At $20 per. If you only sold the small ones. At $20.
Let's do it, guys.
You can make those for $2.
Let's do it. A third of all the profits go to the wall construction.
To the Steve Bannon Wall Construction Fund. That's where it's going. Steve Bannon. Good. Oh boy, we're rolling very, very slowly through this whole thing. I'm going to skip ahead, just because I want to. Open link. In South Africa, a lady was shopping, and a security guard went up to her and said, "Hey, you can't shop here without a mask." So she solved the problem herself. She's in line at the check stand. They're like, "Hey, you're not going to get it without that." So she's reaching under her dress. She's now pulling. Oh. She pulled off her thong panties and put them on her face as her mask. I mean, at least she put on a mask. You know, if you just told me about it and I didn't see it, I'd be like, you're full of shit. Yeah. But no, reached underneath her long flowing dress, pulled off her thong, put it on her face. So the part that went over her nether regions, right up between, over the nose and right up between the eyes. The part that was just nestled between her cheeks, running along her scalp. You know what that makes her, Jason? Makes her a shithead.
Yeah, well, very close to being an actual asshole now.
Well, what we learned from what was that 80 Bryant show?
Shrill.
You need to have a Brazilian to wear a thong and not get poop on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
fact.
I mean
100% fact.
I don't know if it's a fact or not.
Oh no, it is.
Somebody waxed Jason's butthole.
Yeah. Listen, there's nothing quite
like my thongs are so much cleaner now.
Listen,
and his taint.
if you've ever shaved your ball hairs with a razor, with an electric razor, it can be dangerous and it can hurt, depending on if you have the guard on or not. You know what I mean?
The biggest danger is getting the skin because it's all wrinkly.
Yeah. No,
it's all wrinkly unless you're shaving your ball sack with a raging hard on. And then I gotta wonder about you.
It's the only way you can do it, bro. Like, how are you? I don't have 3 hands. Like, how am I supposed to move that fucker around? You know what I mean? Like, I gotta get it hard if I want to get under it.
Sure.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna
set it on the shelf.
Come on, man. I'm only so tall. I can't reach the soap dish. You know what I mean?
Elf on a shelf right there. That's not an elf.
I can't. It's just difficult to get my dick high enough to get on the shelf. For the soap. It's just,
Man, this show has certainly gone a lot of places today, hasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It really has. I didn't think we'd be talking about Jason's balls, but here we are.
Some balls.
And he's all balls. That's the other part of that.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, when you reach a certain point,
ball to dick ratio is definitely 3 to 1.
I mean, look, you gotta. That dick can be his telescoping antenna. That's what I'm saying.
It is. It's like a fucking 1978 Cadillac Eldorado.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah, you hit the button and it goes right down.
Turn it on.
You hit the button, it goes right up, and we know where your button is. Quickly changing the subject. This is apparently a thing in Des Moines, Iowa. Has a famous Fruit Loops pizza. Fruit Loops pizza, and Axios went to find it out. Fong's Pizza, known for its creative concoctions, announced on Facebook that it was launching a breakfast item, including the Loopy Fruit Pizza. For $20, you can purchase a 16-inch pizza topped with cream cheese, mozzarella cheese, vanilla icing, and Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops. Person from Axios went and tried it. Here's what they said. First of all, would you try the Fruit Loops pizza?
I'd try it once.
Yeah, I mean, it's a breakfast pizza, right? So
apparently,
yeah.
So here is the description on Axios.com. The moment I welcomed the pizza box into my car, the familiar aromatics of greasy cardboard filled the vehicle. But dare I say, there was a fruity scent as well. In the first bite, there was a crunch from the cracker-thin crust and a tangy dairy taste from the mozzarella. Then I reached the Fruit Loops. They had a strangely nostalgic taste and texture. The colorful cereal bits were slightly moist, like a bowl of cereal that's been sitting out. The colors bled similarly to the colorful milk you drank as a kid, but, well, it was rainbow blotched cheese instead. As a fan of the Princess Diaries, I definitely tried M&Ms on pizza growing up. This tasted exactly like that. Greasy cheese and candy. The conclusion? This is literally just cheese pizza and Fruit Loops. It's a result of Instagram's influence on our culinary cuisines. So I'm happy to stick with my Fong's fave, Crab Rangoon.
Now I gotta go take a shit.
For real.
By the way, this story first appeared in the Axios Des Moines newsletter, designed to help readers get smarter faster on the most consequential news unfolding in their own backyard. In case you're wondering how this all came to be, that's how it happened. This is so you'll get smarter faster. This person went and had the Loopy Fruit Pizza.
That was a horrible waste of money.
As you scroll down, the next article is how vaccines work. So this is all very serious.
Buffalo Pizza on the edge of Land Park, Curtis Park, has a breakfast pizza. Like, in fact, that's their primary thing. They're not open at night. They're only open in the morning and the early afternoon.
Right on.
But amazing. Like, their breakfast pizza is dope. Does not have Fruit Loops on it.
Not yet.
No, we're
Not
talking
yet.
eggs, bacon, ham, cheese.
Sure.
You know, the good stuff. Stuff that
Like a breakfast burrito.
Like a breakfast burrito.
A flat breakfast burrito.
Which is amazing.
Breakfast quesadilla. By the way, I really miss the Taco Bell breakfast. I'm not going to lie. I really miss the Taco Bell. I love the breakfast crunch wrap, the sausage breakfast crunch wrap. Oh, my God.
Are you just saying you miss it now, like right now, because you're on the diet?
Yes.
Okay. I wasn't sure. I have not had fast food like that for so long.
They'll bring it right to your house now, Jason.
Yeah, but if we're going to bring it to the house, like, we usually get something different than Taco Bell.
The Taco Bell's not far from your house, right?
No, right, but we also have a lot of other restaurants that aren't far from our house. If it's,
There's
I
good
know,
food.
yeah. I mean, I get, yeah. Believe me, I get it.
Hey, we have a new record.
Oop.
Congratulations to Nathan Danzuka. He has a new blood alcohol record as the most highly intoxicated Oregon motorist.
Dope. How much?
7.7.
Well, 0.77.
Yeah.
Which is 9 times the legal limit after he crashed his car following a short police chase. According to investigators, the driver, Nathan, he had a hit and run in Madras, which is 225 miles southeast of Portland. Upon locating the suspect vehicle, a Ford Explorer, so 125 miles an hour in a Ford Explorer. That sounds fun. Cops tried to pull him over, but he sped away. A short chase ended when the man, who cops describe as highly intoxicated, lost control of his car and crashed into a concrete barrier. He was transported to the hospital for medical evaluation. The blood sample taken tested at 0.778.
How is he even alive? Or is he just a pickle?
I do not know.
There were
several alcoholic beverage containers within the vehicle. He's facing multiple criminal charges, driving on a suspended license already due to a prior DUI conviction. The previous high blood alcohol content reported was a 0.72 by an Oregon woman in 2007 and a 0.708 recorded by a South Dakota woman in 2009. So, ladies, you're going to have to try harder to take the crown back.
And a freeze.
Don't. Let Nathan Danzuka have it.
I'm not even mad. Kind of impressed. He went on a police chase. Like
he did a short police chase.
He probably out of the hospital the next day.
I can't.
Well, I mean, he was relaxed.
Yeah. Out of the hospital the next day. No scratch, just scratches.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what I would be like blacked out drunk at 0.778. Like, I can't imagine. Like, I'd heard stories of me being blacked out drunk and like went somewhere with my dad and my stepmom, and it was mimosas. We just went for Sunday brunch after church, and I got hammered. It was endless champagne, like, and I just got hammered.
The bottomless mimosa.
Bottomless mimosas. I got hammered, and like so hammered that when they were going to the bar, my dad's bar that he owned at the time, like to watch the Chargers game, they had to drop me off because I was fucking hammered. Well, I got out of the house somehow. I'd been locked in the house. I got out of the house and was like found by the neighbor. Like, he followed me because I was stumbling down the street. Found me like 5 blocks away from the house, like just asking if anybody wanted to party.
And now we know where that came from.
That's where it came from.
All right, let's wrap this up.
Let's leave the hustle and bustle for small town news.
Drivers may need a little time to get used to the newly opened sections of downtown Redding, California.
Ooh.
John Abisher, the city's assistant director of public works, said he's heard some motorists are confused by the traffic flow since parts of Market, Butte, and Yuba streets reopened to traffic in a ribbon cutting on Wednesday. While drivers may be slowing down to check out the new surroundings, they need to pay attention to stop signs and one-way sections. Hey, look at that, it's new! Yeah. Said everything's new down there. New buildings and shared spaces. Cars are going really slowly, and drivers are looking at a lot of things because, God forbid, they get out and walk. No. Besides just the roadway, they're taking in all the newness, so there's some amount of gawking going on. Once they become familiar, that should settle down. Not everyone's following the traffic signs. A short survey on Friday revealed several motorists driving through the stop sign at Market and Butte Streets. Diane Chun, the manager of Market Street Uniforms, watches the traffic in front of her store and said it seems some drivers are confused. She said, I don't see a lot of cars doing a complete stop. The cars are slowing down to take a look at where they can and can't go. Jake Mangus, the president and CEO of the Reading Chamber of Commerce, says he saw one driver turn right against one-way traffic at Market and Butte Streets not long after the streets reopened on Wednesday. There's a lot to see that can be distracting with the Market Center building rising 4 stories, with building spaces on street level and apartments on the other 3 stories. Some people on the sidewalks are now taking selfies in front of the colorful murals. Abisher says, please pay attention to the roadway when you're driving in there. It's new and exciting and different. It's pretty unique. There's no place like it in Reading, and for the most part, no place like it in the North State. Yeah. He said all the new streets are 2-way except for 2 segments that are 1-way. They are Market Street between Tehama and Butte Street southbound, and Butte Street westbound between Market and Market California Alley near the multi-level parking structure that's being built. Now I'm confused. Speed limit's 25 just as in any business district, but that's not a comfortable speed for drivers right now. He said drivers are going really slow at this point. And one part of Market Street has bicycle-friendly Sharrow painted on the pavement, which tells drivers 2 things. 1, it's an indication to motorists to expect bicyclists to be sharing the roadway, and for cyclists, it's to let them know where they can position themselves within the roadway to ride through the area. Who owns the roads? Well, as far as jurisdiction, Tehama Street is part of the state highway, and south of Tehama are all local streets. Well, that's important. Thanks for that. A lot of drivers may wonder what lane they have to take to go south on Market at Tehama to continue driving south through the former promenade. The deputy city manager, they talked to a lot of people for this story.
Yeah. Whew. Some news, bro.
Steve Bade said you have to be in the far west. He said you have to be in the far west lane, like anybody's going to know that. It's the right lane,
yeah,
where you can turn left onto Tehama. Well, that doesn't make any sense either. Go straight or turn right. Drivers in the middle and far east. The far east lane. The story is getting more small town all the time. They must turn left onto Tehama. Bade said the middle lane of Market Street at Tehama was closed Thursday night due to a road construction project. You just reopened. Signs should help drivers with the learning curve become more familiar with the new circulation pattern. Directional signage is in place all along the street, within the streets, and on the signal poles. There's a new space, and people need to slow down, look at the signage, and drive cautiously. Abisher said city officials are excited to have part of Market reopened after being closed for 49 years. And they're anticipating more progress. Looking forward to further expansion as Block 7 project over the California Street gets constructed. We continue with Butte and Yuba Streets and continuing over to California Street. Abisher said, and after Abisher, there's a question mark for some reason. I don't know, because in small town news, no one proofreads it.
So I've actually been to this area of Reading, one of the few areas of Reading I've been to.
Yeah. It's nice what they're doing.
I went to Theory Coffee Roasters for some pretty dope coffee. It was pretty good. That shit was so confusing in that area. There's like so many like different state and there's like 3 different state highways that come into that area right there, along with a U.S. highway too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's nuts. And you can see how like in the 50s and the 60s it probably was so dope though, because they have a lot of those old motels like for people that were traveling in that area. Like it was probably really cool back then. And yeah, cool area.
Downtown Reading is coming along, I will say that. So that's small town news. That's going to do it for this episode of the WTH podcast. Thanks for checking us out. Wherever you might be, please share us with a friend if you like what you hear. We do appreciate when you do that. Also, I I've started a hashtag. Darling New Media started a hashtag. There was no hashtag with this before. It's my hashtag. I started it. Please take advantage of the hashtag SacPositive. If you have positive stories, things to say about Sacramento, people in Sacramento, businesses, charities, whatever it might be, it's a way to spread positivity in the Sacramento community. Hashtag SacPositive. Let's all get behind that. Share some stories and looking at expanding that into other avenues beyond just a hashtag on social media as we move forward. So please help out with that and share stories. I know, Kareem, you go to a lot of really great places. You'll post stuff here and there. Let's hashtag SacPositive that shit.
Okay.
Jason, you sit in your house, so
watching OnlyFans, we found out.
Oh, it's true.
A little bit of my time.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Hashtag SacPositive to be part of the thing. Follow Darling New Media on Twitter at Darling New Media, Instagram at Darling New Media. And
I'll start commenting on the TikToks of the females that I find on OnlyFans, like hashtag SacPositive. Hashtag sack. And they'll be thinking I'm talking about a different sack, but
SacPositive.
SacPositive.
SacPositive. There are no dirty things under the hashtag SacPositive either. So.
And I'll keep them away from that.
Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, everybody. Have a great week. We will see you next week, same time. And by the way, happy March, everybody, as we're streaming this live, recording this. It is March the 1st. We made it through Black History Month, and Black people didn't take over, so all you white supremacists can relax.
Now we're into Women's History Month.
Oh. Men's History Month.
Women already taking over.
Men's History Month. When's it gonna be? When we gonna get it? Anyway.
In about 2 hours.
There we go. That's it. All right. Be good. Don't be an asshole. That's all we ask. We will see you next time. I got to figure out a way to get here. I've got to use the trackpad on the laptop. This is really sucky to have to do it this way, but there you go. And we're going to wrap it up with this.
Darling New Media, here to help you tell your story.